Mic test. Alrighty, welcome to round 7 of the PS4 Elite Series of the Race Spec Championship. This is Tier 1 coming to you from France. I'm your host Mike Wilson, just filling in for this weekend, and it's a pleasure to do so. And this could be an interesting little session as we can see rain falling, and we all know anything can happen in the rain. Thanks for joining us wherever you may be watching. Grab a beer, grab a wine, grab a water, and please join in the comments. Feel free to get amongst it. Anything you see, anything I've missed, please add in the comments, and it only helps make for a better race for those watching along. As I said, I am just filling in for the week, so not overly familiar with a lot of these guys, so some of you watching may know them a lot better than myself, so any information would be much appreciated. As we see the racing point of Wogboy going around at the moment. We'll try our best to catch the guys on their fast laps. If you want to shout out for a driver you'd like to see. Meantime, we've already got a Renault off somewhere. It's the Chapelele. He's gone off, taken the 100-metre marker board with him, and that's down at turn 11, just before, between 10 and 11. Continues on. Aaron, it looks like he's going to be the first man making a move on the Inters. We might just check out how he goes on those tyres. So the first lot of the runners, well, everyone's on the softs bar Aaron, so they're starting to plug in those lap times. The Eternal Schnoz goes to the top for half a tenth over Crossy in the Williams. And Pure Gold's just moved up to third, so he came in late. So still managed to find a bit of grip. Who else is still tearing on a fast lap? I think that's about it. It would be likely Inters from here. Aaron's still on his out lap. As he gets his lap underway. So first man on the Inters to go on a hot lap. Let's see what he can produce. Down to this dinky little section, 3, 4, tight right into 5, and then just steady on the power through 6, very steady in the wet. Car just wanting to go in the direction it shouldn't. Look for your markers on the right. Brake into the left, drop another gear back to the right, through 9. And how much speed is he going to carry through 10 here? Pretty much the lot, but he might have just bit off a bit more than he could chew there. Held it well. And gathers it up for 11. Could have been a disaster. But just took it all in his stride. So as he approaches the end of the lap, Red Bull driver currently sitting third in the championship standings behind the 2 Mercedes. And he's going to go to the top of the standings by over a second, a 140.4. Now let's check down who went out after him on the inters. I think Swaggy was the next man, so we'll keep an eye on him. He's also got, I think it's the Shapalele behind him. Yep, there's Swaggy up in the distance. Shapalele may have just closed in a little on Swaggy there on this lap. He's also got, who's behind him? Is it Crossy on an out lap? So 140.377 is the time to beat. All drivers having to bite the bullet and jump onto the inters now. And just looking at the difference in the gap on the screen, you would assume this lap from Shapalele should be faster than what Swaggy will end up putting on the board. But where on the board will they end up? That's the question. Through that terribly slow final corner. Turn 15 over the line. And that's good enough for provisional pole for the Shapalele. I assume the Swaggy invalidated his lap. So there's time to be found yet. The times posted on the softs may be no good. Crichton, second in the championship, moves to second on the provisional grid. 2/10 behind the Shapalele. Now see if we can catch on a fast lap at the moment. Crossy, who was on the out lap when the other guys were commencing those first pioneer laps on the inters. And what can he produce? Looks like he's a bit off the pace at the moment. Holds it together nicely. Good to watch. I guess this is why these guys are in the top tier of the Elite Series. No challenge too tough. Using all the curb there. These guys know where the limits are, how far to push them. Into the last corner now, smooth exit. And that bumps him up to fourth. Did good in the latter part of the lap. 7/10 off the leader. Crichton goes through again and finds himself roughly 4/10 on his prior lap. That moves him into provisional pole by 2/10 to Shapalele. Good lap. There's a few more drivers cross the line, but no visible improvement. I think, who's that crossing the line now? Well, that lap's invalidated. Might have been G-Force Todd. No, he's on a lap at the moment, so he's just gone through turns 3, 4, 5, and 6, making his way down to 8 and 9. We've got a yellow flag up ahead of him. Possibly, is that the McLaren? Either way, we'll go back to Todd. Seems to be on a very quick lap at the moment. If he can hold this together in the latter part, this should move him up the standings. Gets a good late exit out of 12, avoids the curbs. Round 14, tight to the left for entry to 15. Get on the power as best you can down the start-finish straight. And it is up to 6th for Todd. Just needed another 10th and a bit and he could have moved on to the second row. And drops down one more spot. So we've currently got Crichton on provisional pole with Shapalele second. He's heading out again for another crack at the pole position title. Swaggy in third, just 2 tenths behind, and Spilly in the sole racing point now that the Wog Boy has been disqualified. He won't be taking any further part in the session. Only 14 drivers for today. I think maybe a few of them may have missed the early start time with all the race being pushed back. So everyone can get it done and dusted and jump on the couch and catch the Russian Grand Prix tonight. Eternal Schnoz on a lap. I'm not sure that he'll be bothering the timekeepers with this one, unfortunately. Goes wide, invalidates. Yanis needs to make up some time in the McLaren. See if he can get it up there in the vicinity of his teammate. Yanis 5th in the championship at the moment, 27 points adrift. Won't want to be starting down in 10th. So what can he produce on this lap? Car wanting to step out on the exit as it always does. Will he move up? 5th place. Split Spilly and Crossy. Now, let's check in with Ford. Championship leader. Narrow 2-point gap over his teammate, Crichton. And he's currently languishing down in 11th. Needs to find some time. Needs to find a lap. Needs to bank something. Be interesting to see if he has... Oh, gets a wobbler on. Holds it together. As he heads around the long right-hander of 11. Nice wide entry for 12. No curve on the exit. Hover around 13. Just feather the brakes through 14. Tuck it to the left for 15. But this is... It's not going to get him up near the top. It gets him to 4th. He'll be happy with that. And about half a second off his teammate. So he'll be happy to get that done. Does he have the fuel to go again? As most of the drivers begin to head out for their final crack at pole position. Shapalele's already on it. He's not waiting for the track to get any wetter. So he's already out of 9. He's on the other side of the track while most are heading out on their outlap. He'll have no traffic to speak of. Looks like he's fair pushing too. What can the Renault driver produce? Just needs to find 2 tenths on his own best to take pole. feel like this could be good enough. Guns it down the straight. What's it going to be? Not quite. Didn't quite. That's unfortunate. So will he go again? So lots of drivers on a hot lap now. Give us a shout out in the comments. Who do you want to follow on the final lap? Here's the provisional pole man, Crichton. So the session time is about to draw to an end with everyone on their final laps. So Crichton, what can he do? No faster. So that's as fast as he'll be going for this session. Next up would be now the lone McLaren. Yanis has departed, so Swaggy. But it doesn't look like a lot of guys are making up too much ground on their earlier times. Well, as I say that, he goes up to provisional pole. Shut my mouth, Swaggy. Hot lap. Gets it done. Is it Crossy coming down the final straight now? It is. Stays 7th. Next up would be, we saw a Spilly spilling his beans. Chapelele will likely stay 3rd. Next up is his Renault teammate, the Eternal Schnoz. What can he do from 11th? Stays 11th. G-Force Todd next, moves up 1 spot from 10th to 9th. There's a Mercedes of Ford from 4th. Stays 4th. And Spilly Boxes after cooking his lap. And it looks like that may just about do it. So Swaggy in the McLaren. G-Force Crichton in 2nd, Chapelele 3rd, G-Force Ford 4th, that's a mouthful, Spilly in the Racing Point in 5th. Alright, there's the qualifying results. I'll just take a quick break and be back with you very shortly for the race. Alrighty, thanks for joining us. It's race time at France for round 7 of the PS4 Elite Series Race Spec. And this is Tier 1. Coming to you from France, the Paul Ricard circuit. A real favourite of all the drivers, spectators, fans. They just love this track. It's their number one track. Couldn't think of any other track they'd want to race at more. Probably not really, but either way, tends to produce a bit of good racing, a few incidents here and there. For those who missed qualifying, G4 Swaggy took pole in the McLaren ahead of the Mercedes of Crichton, who currently holds second place in the championship, just 2 points behind his teammate Ford. So as we get ready to go racing, those of you watching live, I am flying solo for today's race, so anything you see, anything I miss, anything worth noting, give us a yell, give us a shout out in the comments, give us your predictions, what you think the race strategies may be. Will Mr. Director give us a view from in front? We've gone, here we go. Alright, the red lights are coming on in France, and we are away. Good start from Swaggy, gets away from Crichton, who's going to have to deal with the Renault looking up the inside there, outside, as they go into turn 1 now. The Renault side by side with the Racing Point. And was there contact back there? 2 cars go wide. There's a Williams and a AlphaTauri dropping back to second last. It's Aaron, I think. Now, oh, and there's a McLaren gone round. Who is it? It's the second McLaren of Yanis. He's done a 360, trying to gather it up now. Get back into the race. Meanwhile, up front, Swaggy holds position from Crichton in second. Pulls out a bit of a gap to Spilly now, with the 2 Renaults duking it out for 4th as they head down to 8 and 9 for the first time. And it's going to be the Schnoz up the inside. Chapelele won't let it go easy though, has to yield and drops back down to 5th place, with the 2 Red Bulls in tow in 6th and 7th now. As the field, there's a bit of action there between Todd and Chapelele. Todd's going to move up the inside, gets a big tank slapper on, has to give up the spot as a result, and sits back in 6th now, but promptly jumps straight back onto the gearbox of Chapelele, looking to take that position back. So up front, it's still Swaggy first, Crichton second, Spilly in third now, as we see Todd getting the attention of Crossy, who goes round the outside, takes that position, and he's going to box. Did he have damage? Has he had a gutful of those tyres already? So lap 2 begins. Swaggy out front. Crichton still within a second now. Not going to let him out of his sight. Spilly in third. Somewhat alone there already. The Eternal Schnoz will be looking to close in. Let's just go back down to G-Force Crossy as he's closing in on the Red Bull of Aaron. Just try and see what tyres Todd takes on. He goes onto the hards. So the majority of drivers on the medium. The Schnoz in 4th, the Eternal Schnoz no less. He's already picked up a 3-second time penalty. He's on the softs and making moves as a result. Just goes up to 3rd place. Well, there was a bit of biff and barge there. Did the Ferrari of Mems Virus touch the Wog Boy, who is not happy with giving up that place? He'll want to try and take that back. And we might have to watch in his mirrors too, with the AlphaTauri of Pure Gold not far behind. So action aplenty in the first 2 laps. Again, we might just pop back to G-Force Crossy because he is never far away from another car at the moment. He's got Aaron in his sights out front. Mercedes of Ford, championship leader, in his mirrors. He'll be looking to make some moves up the field. Fairly bunched in the midfield at the moment. Nice and tight from 4th down to 10th, 11th. And we'll just pop back up front because Crichton is going to make a move down into 8 on Swaggy. Gets it done before the corner with the assistance of DRS and goes through into the lead. And with his teammate down in 8th, still a long way to go, but this is potentially a good opportunity to snatch the championship lead from Crichton. Can he pull away from Swaggy, get out of the DRS range? So we will just pop back to the midfield now, because again, it's just everyone's in everyone's sights down here. Bit of a train starting to form between this lot. The top 4 pulling away now. And then you've got the Shapalele at the head of the second troop of cars. Aaron in 6th. Crossy in 7th. Ford in 8th. Who's going to make a move in this group of cars? I'll tell you who might make the next move. G4 Swaggy might be looking... Well, as I say that, he goes from about half a second. I think he's going to be in the DRS zone as they head down to 8 and 9 for another pass. Will he be close enough? Not likely. Here's Virus in the sole Ferrari. Gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Easy to do at this track. The drivers don't fear it. As I say it, G-Force Todd picks up one of his own. Easy to do here. The drivers do not fear this track with such large runoff areas, indicated by those large blue stripes beyond track limits there. Some in red if you're really beyond the track limits. And as a result, the drivers just always try to push it a bit too far and tend to pick up some time penalties. So Swaggy's going to stay in 2nd for this lap. And we'll just pop back to the midfield now. As the drivers get ready to head around for a 5th tour of the Paul Ricard circuit. As we see G-Force Aaron closing in on the back of the Renault of Shapalele. So the driver's starting to hold station pretty steadily now, albeit nose to tail. And where will the next move come from? Will it be Ford here? Is he going to be close enough? Not quite. He's going to have to bide his time. That could be a good exit though now. Look at him closing in on Crossy. Getting the move done. Oh, there's touching, bit of wheel rubbing, bit of hello, I'm here. Get out of my way, I'm coming through. They hold it through 10, go through 11. Look how close. Side by side. But the Mercedes driver moves ahead. Car 22 goes up into 7th position. But not without a bit of a fight from Crossy. Bit of wheel rubbing. No harm done. And he'll now set out after Aaron in the Red Bull. Meanwhile, we've had a position change up the front. Spilly goes into 3rd. Popping the Renaults back to 4th and 5th positions once more. So there's the position change. As you can see, Eternal Snoz started well down. Now finds himself up in 4th. Aaron was 3rd last on the grid, I believe. Now up to 6th. Wogboy has done well himself. He was last after departing the wet qualifying session pretty early. Now up into 10th place as his teammate gets a hell of a wobbler on and yields 3rd position once more. Showing a bit of drifting skills there. Holds it together, keeps going, albeit 1 place down. Amazing Hour joining us in the comments. Come on, Shapalele, hold them off. Good to see some support for the drivers here live in Tier 1 as we go through, ready to complete lap 6 as we hit quarter distance in the race. And look at this now, from 3rd down to 8th now, pretty much nose to tail. How patient are these guys going to be? Are they going to be worried about the guy in front, or looking in their mirrors at the guy behind? Through this little Mickey Mouse section of the track. He was in 3rd briefly, Spilly. You'll want that place back. Qualified 5th, up 1 spot. But he well and truly has the attention of Shapalele. He's in his mirrors. Look at that train of cars. Where's the next move going to come from? G-Force Ford. Will he be the man to make the move? He's looking for it. He's going to... pokes his nose up the inside. Wasn't quite on. But either way, letting the Red Bull driver know he's there. Hasn't compromised himself too much in regards to Crossy in his mirrors. So keeps 7th. But just... and Shapalele's got himself a 3-second time penalty now. I should probably start noting these down after the first lot of pit stops. These 3-second time penalties could play a major part as we head to the end of the race. We saw some races in the Race Spec League last week. As we go up, we see Spilly. He's going to get ahead of that Renault before 8. And his teammate's going to have a go at it as well, and he's gone wide. He's kept going round, turned left, and there's a Red Bull as well. It's Aaron. He's gone off. Is he going to get it going? He's not moving. Finally finds a gear, gets it going once more. So he and the schnoz have dropped down. We knew something was going to happen there in the midfield. It finally happens, and I'm not sure if those two contacted. Schnoz went left. Red Bull went off up ahead. And as a result, G-Force Ford, he moved up to 5th. It's showing 3rd thanks to that shortcut of a pit lane. But he's going to come in now, shed the mediums in return for some hards. Just pops out in front of the Renault, who is also in. That eternal schnoz it is, getting himself a new schnoz for his car. And he'll get, and serve that 3, was that a 3-second time penalty? I think it was. And underway once more. So the first lot of pit stops take place. And looks like hard tyres were the order of the day. Although Aaron took the softs. So what can he do from down there? He's got plenty of ground to make up though, actually. Thank you, Mr. Director. Nice shot of the road. Go back to our leader, Crichton. So these two are pretty much towing each other along. I think they can't quite, as we see in box. So into the pits for the race leader. Swaggy's going to follow him right behind. Are there any penalties to speak of? None for the leader. And didn't look like any for Swaggy. So back they go into the race. Chapelele takes over the lead now. They both take the hard tyres, so looks like the hard tyres are going to be utilised by the drivers today. As I always say, I call some races, but I'm not much of a driver in this game. I'm not too familiar with the strategies at all the particular tracks from a driving point of view, so if you've got any suggestions or tips, Dual Force Aaron, he's given it away. Did he crash or just came into the pits? I think he just boxed, so we've lost a driver. It's the Red Bull of Aaron. And he's probably going to find himself dropping down. He's third in the championship, Aaron, so he might find himself dropping down the standings somewhat. And that's a shame for the Red Bull driver. That is Formula One though. You can't quite have a good race in all of them, but with the good comes the bad, and it's just a race to forget for Aaron. As we go on board with the Ferrari, you see him chasing third and fourth place to Wogboy and Pure Gold. Oh, who's off there? Is that the other Red Bull? Who did I miss there? Saw a car showing off the track. Maybe it was an Alpha Tauri. Apologies for missing that one. As we go back to the battle for third. I'll just leave you on board with the Ferrari driver. So I'll use this to take a quick opportunity to crack another drink. So the Ferrari boxes, leaving Spilly now up to second. These guys will have to probably stop soon. Well, I suppose they're going to show us how far these hards can go through the race. Spilly, however, on the medium tyre. As you see him going gratuitously wide through six. Through six, out of six. Interestingly, Crichton down in fifth now has got outside of the 1 second gap from Swaggy. So I think that's essentially your race leader there, Crichton. As Crossy, he moves up a spot to what would essentially be third. Still got the attention of the second Mercedes of Ford. Doesn't look like they're gonna stay apart from each other for too much longer, if Ford's got anything to say about that. So Spilly up there in provisional second has come into the pits now, still leaving Chapelele out there in the lead in the Renault. So what can Ford do? He's been slowly and steadily on the move all day. And having seemingly lost that place to the Williams, he wants blood. He wants it back. Go on board with the Williams through 3, left through 4, tight right through 5. Opening up in 6 as Todd in the Red Bull down in 12th picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. So these are getting dished out left, right and centre now. And as I mentioned earlier, I think some time penalties, I think the final finishing order as they go across the finish line won't be the final race results, with some 3-second time penalties to be handed out, surely. These guys just pushing it a bit too far as track limits are concerned. As G-Force Crossy and G-Force Ford spend another lap nose to tail. Down in 6th and 7th, probably essentially 3rd and 4th. So the leader in the Renault, Chapelele, stays out as Todd departs the session. So first 2 retirements are both the Red Bulls. Gone. So they won't be picking up any points today, which will be unfortunate. Only 12 drivers left now. Now all the while G-Force Ford can't get past Crossy there. Spilly is closed in behind. As this battle rages on. Nose to tail. We've reached half distance in the race. 27 laps today. 13 and a bit remain. Now, those guys up front have finally boxed. G-Force Crichton is going to now move back into second. It's Pure Gold in the AlphaTauri yet to stop. He's pushing those hards as far as he can go. And probably does. He looks like he's going to try, I assume, going to try and go for the one-stop strategy. Which would mean a few more laps on the hards, go to the mediums. Can it be done? I'll pop back down to that midfield battle between these three. I might just take a little peek further down at the Wog Boy. He's closing in on the Ferrari of Mems. He's going to try around the outside. That could be difficult, but just gets it done. Very well done. Clean move. Just found plenty of grip on the outside in the racing point. Solid maneuver. Mems, however, refusing to drop off. Can he come back at the Wog Boy on the next lap? And Pure Gold's finally made his stop up front. So normal race order has been restored with all drivers now having done a pit stop, and Crichton resumes the lead. However, since the stops, we saw before the stops, himself and Swaggy were never more than a second apart. Crichton now with a 2.7 second lead. So he's made the most of that time after the pit stops. So we see Mems Virus, he's not going to be able to keep up with the Wog Boy on those who's ahead there in the racing point on the fresh mediums. And behind, it's going to be Yanis having a look at Pure Gold. Won't get it done this time, but may have got a decent run out, not quite decent enough to make any sort of impression on Pure Gold up into the next section. But Pure Gold himself is going to have a peek around the outside. This could get a bit curly. Mems makes it clear you're not coming through. Not there anyway. So this could be the next manoeuvre of the race. Meanwhile up front, it's Crichton first, Swaggy second, Chapelele in the lead, Renault in third, and Ford in the second, Mercedes in fourth. Crossy in the Williams in fifth, leading Spilly. I don't know where to look now. There's a few battles starting to break out on track. Crossy and Spilly in fifth and sixth, as we see the Alpha Tauri of Pure Gold go wide. That'll raise the ire of the stewards, dishing out those 3-second time penalties like candy today. Now what can Pure Gold do? Into the DRS zone between turns 7 and 8. He's getting pretty close. He's going to get ahead before the corner. DRS so powerful there. I mean, I know it's put in play to assist overtaking and make the racing more exciting, but it's hardly a thrill when the car gets ahead before the corner. Anyway, that's a chat for another day as we go back to the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. Apologies, 4th, 5th and 6th. Mercedes leading Racing Point, leading Williams. Look how close. Heading down the straight now, just preparing to start lap 19. And there's the 3-second time penalty for Pure Gold. Sort of saw that coming after he ran wide on the prior lap. So, who's going to be making the next move out on track? Spilly staying with Ford there. 4-lap younger tyres could start to benefit him. And you get the feeling that the championship leader, Ford, is not going to make it easy for him. He's not going to invite him in. As they head round turn 11, and the other cars back in 8th, 9th, 10th, probably slowly starting to close in a bit as well. So G-Force Crichton still out in front, still in control. It's looking promising with about 8 laps to go for a good haul of points. get him into the championship lead over this man, G-Force Ford, who's got the attention of a few cars behind him in those 10-lap-old hards. Is he going to try and push those hards to the end? And I guess with only 8 laps to go, he's pretty much going to have to. I can't quite see the benefit of boxing for softs at this point in time. But if he does decide to stay out, does decide to go to the end, he'll want to have blood as cold as ice to keep these other drivers at bay, because they're going to harass him the whole way. Look at him lining up to take a shot in the background. Currently in 4th. Spilly in 5th. Rossi in 6th. He's got the Wog Boy practically living in his gearbox. So we see Spilly up ahead, locking a tyre. Starting to get a bit ragged. Now, can the Wog Boy do it down here into turn 1? He's pretty close. He thinks about it. Thinks better of it. Tucks back in. Lives to fight another day. I mean, if they've learned anything, it's how powerful that DRS is between 7 and 8. It'd be easier to just bide his time, get it done here. The Wog Boy, plenty close now. Is he going to do it up the inside? Rossi seemingly lets him go there. Will he make it easy, or will he try and fight around the outside? Gets it done. The Wog Boy finds that grip on the outside of that corner. Clean move. Now G-Force Crossy has the attention of Pure Gold to deal with. Meanwhile, Spilly now ever closer to Ford. Can we see another Racing Point make a pass? That Mercedes of Ford must have plenty of straight line speed if the Racing Point can't get it done. Down into 8 with the aid of DRS. Look at the train forming now. Wog Boy's not going to sit still there. On those younger mediums. Is there going to be a move into 1? They're close now. Championship leader under duress as they go through 3, 4. Round 5. He's going to want to get a good exit to keep that Racing Point at bay through the DRS section. He just seems to manage to pull out enough, the required amount. Meanwhile, Shapalele's gone up into 2nd position, but will stay with the Racing Point, who's going to try and knock off the championship leader. Does so before the corner as we see it happen again. And Ford goes down into 5th, dropping another place. Meanwhile, the Shapalele will just go up to the front there. He's gotten it done on those mediums. We've got a yellow flag. It is Yanis, I think. Where are you, Yanis? Recovering. So he drops out of the points. Go back up front. The Shapalele on the move. As we see them lap TP. Down in 12th. Hanging in there, hoping for a few retirements. Might pick up a point. Now we've seen one Racing Point go past Ford in the Mercedes. Can the Wog Boy get it done? And Yanis is gone as a result. So there's one retirement for G-Force TP. second of the Alpha Tauris. One to go and he can get himself a point. Now Wog Boy's not quite close enough yet. But ever closing. Closing now too. I don't think he's gonna get anything done through there. But it is close. Up front doesn't look like oh, hang on. How come Yanis is back out on track allegedly? He came through the pits, I'm sure, but anyway, it's fish and chip paper now. He's gone this time. Meanwhile, the sole remaining McLaren of Swaggy refusing to let Chapelele out of that 1 second gap range. Now, who's G-Force Ford? Oh, it's TP there. Well, TP's gone, essentially. As they rip through him. So, as we were looking for a potential move from the Wog Boy on G-Force Ford, Ford himself hasn't given up on Spilly yet. Look at that train of cars into 8s. How long will they hold station for? Will we see some desperate lunges as the laps continue to tick down as time runs out for these guys to pick up some more championship points? Only 11 drivers remain. It's G-Force Ford in a Racing Point sandwich in 5th position. Three and a bit laps remaining. You would think the Wog Boy could be looking okay, given that his tyres are 6 laps younger than those of the Mercedes driver and 1 compound softer. Will they have fight in them at the end of the race in the next few laps? Certainly close enough. Can they get the moves done? So Ford now down that back straight, 4/10 behind the Racing Point. The Wog Boy now, as we see G-Force Ford move into the inside, trying to break the toe. They hold station, very close. Trying to break the toe of the Wog Boy there. Also giving Spilly a look, reminding him that he's there. But these are the elite tier of drivers. They're not phased easily. As we see the Racing Point of Spilly, well, that's probably just, I was going to say he got wide. Might just be a preferred line through 11. But they're just ever closer. It's like a formation display. Who is going to take that 4th place? All going well. The top 3 drivers should hold position. G-Force Crichton with a handy 2.2 second lead over Chapelele. And G-Force Swaggy unable, with those old hards, he'll be unable to keep up with Chapelele. Have a quiet couple of remaining laps. Spilly in 4th, Ford in 5th still. Now with the attention of Wog Boy, can he get close enough? It's hard. They're just in this mini DRS train. These 3. Although he's pretty close now, the Wog Boy. Is he going to try something? It's a flat-out right-hander, obviously. You've got no braking point to get through there, and then the car just scrubs out as they head to 11, so nothing can be done there. Time running out. Are we going to see a desperate lunge from someone? You wouldn't think G-Force Ford would be the man to do anything desperate. As it stands, he's in the lead of the championship. Second place man is in the lead of the race. Doesn't want to lose any more points than he needs to. Doesn't want to easily give up the place though. It's still only round 7. Can't be driving conservatively for the championship. Less than halfway through the season. As the DRS train grows bigger. So Ford drops back. He's not going to be making any moves on Spilly this time. Whoa, just as I say that, he pops to the outside. Looked like he had a terrible run. He's going to stick it around the outside and the racing point goes off. Spilly's gone wide. He's going to lose positions. Oh, this is terrible for the racing point driver. It's happened and now he's got G-Force Crossy on his tail. Got it all crossed up inside the Mercedes. Did the two of them touch? Wog Boy's not done yet now. Can he take the 4th position? It all looked fairly clean. I could be mistaken. I didn't see any visible contact. Could yet to be seen. So the Wog Boy now. As the drivers head round on the last lap. Spilly did pretty well to still stick it back in 7th position. Who's going to finish in 4th? The AlphaTauri of pure gold looking pretty punchy back there now. He might be the one to make a move on the Wog Boy. Can any of them break out of this DRS train through 7 and 8? Let's see what happens as we head through this section of the track for the final time today. The rear wings pop open. Is anyone going to make a move? They'll know this is the last chance. The Wog Boy's lining up Ford. He goes up the inside. Ford tries to hold around the inside and he contacts. The racing point's gone off. Identical to the prior lap. Can you believe it? 2 racing points off at 9. And Ford holds position in 4th. Drives away to take those points, you would think. Now the AlphaTauri's got the attention of Spilly. Can he hold position? Last lap. Absolute scenes at Paul Ricard. Lap 27 and the race has come alive in the midfield. Pure gold. He's not going to be close enough and looks like Spilly's dropped back. Is he going to have a little sneaky peek? Has he compromised himself against the Williams? No, they'll hold position there. Congratulations. I'm sorry for missing Crichton take the win. But it was all happening down in the middle of the field. Congratulations on the win. G-Force Crichton then takes the lead in the championship. Chapelele in 2nd. The McLaren of Swaggy. Solid drive for 3rd. Probably a bit disappointed. I'd say solid. He'll be disappointed after taking pole position. I think he did pretty good nonetheless. Driver of the day, the Wog Boy. Look at those guns. Sun's out, guns out. And doing a pretty flash jig. Well, what a finish to that race in the midfield. As the drivers crack out the champagne. And at this point, I will leave you with the pending results. It's been a pleasure filling in Tier 1 for this week. On behalf of everyone at Race Spec, thanks for joining us wherever you may be watching. I'm your host, Mike Wilson. and we look forward to seeing you next time out. It's bye for now.